I could really do a good job. Because you're still staying.
Miss Purves, you're okay to start now.
So, as we know, and read some story to you. But personally, good afternoon, and thank you so much for coming. And I want to say this, thanks so much to Joe Dustin. How many years? Thank you. So once again, I am going to do this, some work by a North Carolina writer, which I like to do. And this time, it is a short story, Lunch at the Piccadilly by writer Clyde Edgerton, who was born right here in Durham 80 years ago, and who lives now in Wilmington, where he is still on the faculty. He teaches writing, I think, I'm pretty sure, at creative writing at UNC Wilmington. So he's dedicated teacher and always has been, and writer. And his published, I can't remember books. So this time it's a short story. And the Los Angeles Times had said all of the papers have given lots of words. But the Los Angeles Times said the best thing about it, and that was, as we can hear, is so good it can make my hair stand on it. And in this story, the air is amazing, and I can't catch it as well as he does. You will believe. You just have to remember. It's not very clear. Okay. It's not very clear, the microphone. It's funny. It's much better. Yeah, do you like it? It's very no. It's very clear. It's very bad. Will you better? Oh, no. So maybe a little bit of weather or something. Okay. So here it is. Hold on a second. Shannon, hold on a second while the mic's being adjusted. Oh, okay. Might be. She got it? Did all that? She still was that bad? Your voice is not too loud. Yeah. Oops. And plus you get it. Nice for me. And I get some goes. Right now. Okay, I know. Okay, see better? I have a big echo. No, I understand. Like a year. Okay. First problem. So maybe it's okay that our ears are not.
I did turn the volume up, so hopefully it won't be too fuzzy.
Okay. Okay. We're in the nursing home parking lot at Will and she's behind her walker. She pushes it way out in front, arms length, way over, and all fell in the way she is, and weighing less than 9 pounds. Her arms look longer than moons, To see where she's going, she had to look up, see her eyebrows. That my fault? She said. Yes, ma'am, I washed it. Oh, it looks good. She was wearing a striped jacket, Hawaiian shirt, tan slacks, gold slippers, silver wig, and a couple of pounds of makeup. I'll let you try to drive it after you eat, I tell her, knowing damn well she ain't able to drive. I've been putting it off, letting her practice her driving, that is, by driving my truck when I take her to lunch instead of her car. She keeps asking me when she can practice her driving, and I keep putting it off. Because for one thing, as far as when she's going to get out of this place, I don't think it's going to happen. And she won't be able to drive again in any case. And it's my job to tell her I'm it. It's one of the most worrisome things in my life because I'm about all she's got left as far as people. Everything is pretty much up to me. But today we've got her car, and after I let her try to drive after lunch in the long parking lot there at Piccadilly's for just a minute or two, I am going to tell her she cannot drive anymore. It's past time just to break the news. I get her walker fitted in the back seat, get her in the passenger seat, her hair about as high as the button on the button. Her car is a 1989 Oldsmobile, kind of a maroon color, with a luggage rack on the front rear. She drove it 7 years before her problems, and it ain't got the 21,000 miles. She's always had something kind of sporty in cars. Back in 72, she had 1967 two-door Ford Galaxy with fender skirts, white with red interior, and she let me drive it to my home. We park on top of the two-deck parking lot at the mall. It's mostly clear of cars. I tell her that after lunch, I'll let her drive around up there a little bit. Mainly, I'm simply going to let her prove to herself that she cannot drive. That will make it lots easier for her to take the news, which I will probably deliver as soon as she makes her first mistake, which might even be before she cranks up. We get inside Piccadilly, and since it's only 11:30, there's not a real long line. But on the way past the few toward the trays and silverware where the line starts, she wants to stop and take a look at what they're serving today. Right here, I want to say, oh, come on, Aunt Will, you get to see it in a minute. But I'm thinking, be patient, be good. She's in the hardest time of her life. You get the trays and silverware. She gets a bowl of Chinese stuff without the rice. I get it with the rice. I am trying not to help her. Let her do what she can. It's going to be bad enough if she sees she can't drive. Aunt Sarah, before she died, said stopping driving is the worst thing she ever went through, including Uncle Star's death. Down at the cash register, a small black man, maybe 60 years old, takes Aunt Lil's tray and leads us to a table. She wants the smoking section. She smokes Pall Malls. He puts her tray down. She says, thank you, and starts getting all sewed in. She can't figure out where to put her walker. I move it over against the wall. All she's got on her tray is this bowl of Chinese stuff and a biscuit and iced tea and a little bowl of broccoli with cheese sauce. I got the Chinese stuff over rice, fried okra, string beans, fries, cucumber salad, pecan pie, and diet coke. She reaches for my little white ticket slip and puts it with her own. She'll get me to pay with her mess. She says, that was Larry. talking about the man that brought the trailer. Let me get him a little something. And she starts looking around for her pocketbook. I'm thinking, oh no, the poor tip. You know, she says, he's lost and weight. She finds her pocketbook, but can't get it open. I help her. Give it back, I say. He's been working in here for 20 years at least, she said. Here comes Larry, walking right by. Before I can say anything, I check his name tag. It says Lewis Carl. There he goes, I say. She raises her hand, misses me. His name tag said Lewis, I said. Lewis Carlton. No, it didn't. I think it's Larry Lewis Carlton, she says. She sort of twists around in her seat like a buzzard in makeup, looking over its shoulder. There he comes back. Larry, that thing, come over here. The man, Mr. Carlton, comes up. Here, I want you to have this. She hands him a quarter. Thank you. Thank you. He steps back a couple of steps, starts to turn. You've lost some weight, ain't you? No, ma'am. You lost at least 20 pounds. No, ma'am. I've been at 160 for quite a few years now. Well, I remember when you weighed a lot more than that. He looks at me, kind of smiles, and backs off. He's been here a long time, she says. I don't know if they want you to tip them or not, but I always do. Yeah, I bet he's glad to see you coming. Say he's lost some weight, huh? I said, oh, yes, he used to be a great big old man. So we eat along and talk about the normal things. Last time we were in here, a woman named Ann Rose wanted to carry Aunt Will's plate from the cash register. Aunt Little saw her coming and said to me, oh, Lord, she will talk our heads. Aunt Little shunned her, but Ann Rose took the tray anyway, said she'd saved Aunt Little a table, but Aunt Little don't want no part of it, says she wanted to sit someplace else. So Ann Rose looked at me with this nod of understanding. I'm staying out of it. Later, at the end of the meal, Aunt Little said, don't tell Ann Rose to come over here. I don't want to make her feel. So Ann Rose came over, sat down, and started writing about how she worked 44 years at the cigarette factory, American Tobacco. And they all told her that whatever she finally left, they'd have to close it down. And sure enough, she left in June of 91. And then in July, they announced they were closing it down. And then there was a woman who'd been working there, got cut loose and joined an accounting firm that came right back and was doing an audit of the very people who just let her go. And I want you to know they lost 100 retirement checks and only one showed up, and that was somebody's PO box. And nobody knows how in the world that happened. That all the other ones with regular addresses got lost and blah, 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 like it's just about every other time we come in here, somebody comes up because Aunt Will made all these friends coming up here all those years. I like it when they don't. It's one of those giant two-decker parking lots about the size of a football field with a couple of ramps going down to the ground level deck below. We drive to the far end of the lot where it's away from the mall and empty. I stop, get her out of the passenger side, and walk her out of the back seat, and she plods around the back of the car in the wall. This all started when Aunt Little fell in her tub twice on the same night, same bed, a couple of years ago. And not long after these bathtub falls, her back started breaking on its own from gravity, just broke and broke and broke some more. And the awful thing is that you could see so clear and fast the way it bent her over. The worst thing was the pain it caused her. She cried a couple of times, and I'll tell you, she is not the crying sort. The first few minutes in the nursing home after she got off the van, she was following her walk real slow, with it 10 feet out in front of her. And it hurt her just to walk. She sat down in her little room with her roommate. I helped her. And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And she started crying right there. It was almost like 1 month. She was standing up straight as an arrow, walking as classy as a model, 1 foot in front of the other. 87 years old, I'm telling you. And then in a few months, there she was with a walker and all bent over like that, crying. I got my own business and can get off work when I need to. And this was, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when she finished crying, she said to her roommate, don't you wish you would do for you like this one? And her roommate, name of Melody, says, I got 2 issues. They both work, Melody. So anyway, I help her in, I get her in the passenger side. I get in the passenger side, hand her the key, she puts it in the ignition, turns it, starts the car right up, and kind of looks around. I'm feeling a little sad about it all. This is it. This is the last time she'll ever do this. I'm about to break the news. She will not like what I have to tell her. Where's the exit? She said. We're just going to drive around up here on top for a few minutes and let you get the feel of things, okay? I got the feel of things. Yeah, you've got about 1 minute left in your driving history on Earth, Aunt Will. And I'm the one about to break the news. She pulls it in the drive and we're off in a little circle. Where is the exit? She said. We're going to stay up here on top, and you can drive over toward those other cars if you want to. Maybe a little slow. You do. All of a sudden, she says, there's the exit, and swings the car to the left, right down this damn ramp. Because the sun is so bright up, I can't see. I assume she can't either. I am straining to see straight ahead, and one hand on the dashboard. Then I see the curve on each side of the car, about 2 feet high. Thank goodness. Aunt Lil is drifting left. I think about pulling the handbrake to decide against it. She needs to see to prove to herself what she can't do. We scrape the curve with the front up tire. Although I can't tell which. She slows to a stop. And you drifted left, I said, let's go on straight ahead, on down there, beside that column, and I'll take her back over. This is all the proof I need. The proof I want her to know for herself. She is unable to drive anymore. The time has come. I will have to break the news for her as soon as we. The top of her head is even with the top of the steering wheel. She starts out slowly, drifts left, and runs against the curb again. It's wrong, she said. You keep running against the curb. Oh, she said. She looks over at me, her hands on the steering wheel. Am I driving? Yes. 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 You're driving. Go straight ahead there, and I'll take it over. I need a little more padding under me, she said. I'm too low in the seat. I don't think that's the basic problem, Aunt Will. And I need a little more practice, that's all. She pulls straight ahead and you sit there. This is the time to tell me. But I'll just wait until I'm back behind the steering wheel with everything underneath. Okay, I say. put it in park. She does. And for some reason, she presses her door lock switch and locks us in. It was unlocked, I say, now it's locked. You need to unlock. She touches the window button and the window starts down. That's the window, I said. Press where you just pressed. Where? Right there where that lock button is, the top part of what you just pressed on the bottom, you lock. Now you need to unlock. Right there, above where you pressed. She looks up into the ceiling, her hand in the air like she's waiting for somebody. This one, right here, I point to my lock. Finally, she gets it right, unlocks the doors, and opens hers. I get out to go around and help her out. I'm sort of preparing my speech. I want to make it as easy as possible to kind of set it up so she might make the suggestion herself. Set it up in a way that if she doesn't take the bait, then I can say, Aunt Lil, I think you're just going to have to give up driving. And then I'll say something like, that way you won't have to pay car insurance and all that. That's costing you over $1,000 a year. I open the back door, get out of the walk. As I pass around the back of the car, I see her head leaning into the middle of the car, looking down at something. As I come around to her side, I see her feet hanging out the open door. I can't remember if she put it in park. You sure it's in park? I say. This is where she pulls the gear shift from park down into drive. And off she goes. Then those slippers hanging out the door. There she goes, very slowly at about 2 miles an hour, her door and the passenger door wide open. I open my mouth. Nothing comes out. She is going in a big, wide circle, missing one of those big columns, then another, circling around. I see her head now. I think she's staring. I decide to just stand and wait because it looks like she might come on back around. All I have to do is wait. Something tells me if I holler at her, she'll try to get out. She's not going fast. I must remain quiet. She's now traveled one half of a large circle, missing everything. There are about 5 or 10 cars in this area and many thick concrete columns. If I stand still, I think she'll be back around. She must be holding the steering wheel in one position. I hope she doesn't straighten it out, but if she does, maybe she'll start up the ramp and the car will choke down. That thought crosses my mind, but then she'd roll backward. Her foot is not on the gas because I can see those 2 little gold slippers. She misses another column, then another. I will wait. Then she comes. I believe she's staring. I move so that I will be on her side of the car when she comes by. Both doors are wide open. I see those gold slippers. I see her eyes above the steering wheel. Here she comes. I start walking beside her, fairly fast walk. You need to put it in park, I say. I put my hand on the door. She's looking straight ahead, frozen. The passenger door hits a column and slams shut. Put it in park, Annie. There's a tremendous explosion and pain in my body and head. I have walked into a car. Oh, no. I stagger backward to catch myself and head out after the car. My God, this proves she can't drive anymore. I run to the passenger door, open, jump in, grab the handbrake between us, and pull it up slowly and firmly. We stop. I put the gear lever in park. Because her feet are out of the door, she can't turn her head all the way around to see me, but she tries. Is that you, Robert? She says, yes, ma'am. They kind of got away from you there, I believe. It's doing okay, she said. God almighty. Let's get you out and I'll drive us on back. I would have got out, she said, but I couldn't reach the seatbelt thing. What would have happened to the car if you got out? You would have started, just like it did. I figured that as soon as we get back, they sit down in her room and kind of recover and eat a couple of Tootsie Rolls. I will break the news to her. She keeps Tootsie Rolls for everybody that comes in. I buy them for her, along with bananas and other stuff. It's not going to be easy, but I'm just going to have to tell her like it is. Her driving days are done and over. Kaput. End of story. So good. And that sort of Roman ending to the story. At least I hear in this story that if you hear it the way I do, its ending is open. And it turns out that it was open to try too. And 4 years later, he wrote a whole book about Aunt Will and the Legend of Baby Billy, which was the best of it. So the flat copy puts it perfectly, I think, because here Edgerton returns to his favorite themes, Southern ladies with minds of their own and the beauty of human connection. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, all of them. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I hear about you about the meditation session. Hey, that's good. How about you? Somebody's from that week, it's back with the cell phone. What is it though? Tomorrow, I'm in the office, I'll be. That's what happened. They tried it all day. I knew what was, and they were all the bench. And we really. I don't put it next to it. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. And they put those on the pockets. Yeah. They're out. I did Names. Well, they were convention. Yeah, yeah. It was sweet to see. He's going. Oh. Well, it's kind of. Yeah, years. Like a cafeteria. I don't know what sort of. So the bill is saying. Even like Australia,
It's me, and they use it downstairs. Volume.
Yeah, we find.
It got better after the.
Did have a fever, is that? Yeah. Reason why we have so much trouble with the noise. I think that's the giving way down, like, you know, not too much.
I know, 60.
I know, yeah. If you're not on the investigation, this one. To these, regular people, but it's. Because, okay, I'm the youngest, you know, youngest people, okay. So, and they were said here, so we get this.
Well, mine wasn't quite like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I went straight from my family, my parents house to college. 2 years after my last final, we got married.
That's what we did at the end of the summer. It's just that, I don't know.
And for 2 of the years before that, I was up here in the school and I was in Florida, in college.
Was he do? That's what's.
Yeah, that,
Oh, okay.
but I think my husband's over. Like, so they graduated in 65.
So because he started in 65 and graduated in 65. So that we I'm like, yeah. Oh, and then the young blood. The there's only 13 orders. But then we left and then came back and she was left. No, 13 years. It's very sad, they plugging in to get the work. So I realized. So in that case, well, it was me and my friend. So I just want we'll just stick with the, yes, we'll just stick with it, because it was fun, if you wish to hand my, try to find a solution, but. There is a, in that hand. They're in the, they're in ceiling like that, they're all in ceiling. Yeah.
Talk to you. Well, the rest of this says. But it has to be at the right distances, unfortunately, right dimensions. And the stand doesn't.
Well, I got a pretty loud voice, I'll be fine.
Well, if you can fix, you need someone who knows how to fix these things.
It can fix most anything, yeah.
Yeah, so
Really.
I, please go ahead. Have a go, that will be really appreciated. Because.
Yeah,
I'll be up and loud.
so not mine, I'll expand, sure, it's hard to get you go, so cheap, but I'll look at you. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, no, that's okay. This will be small.
Yeah.
Second. Let me see. Yeah, it's in the story she wrote.
No, it was on the list and I need it. Is this the second time?
You could get that.
If they have one, I'm gonna grab that. For the.
Wait for you later.
Okay, I honestly don't mind.
I'll walk with it.
You know, we lived in England for a year and I had 3 little kids. And it was about,
We'll try.
Because that's a great unit.
It is. So it's a shame they're doing this.